हेलो एवरीवन, कैसे हैं आप सब? वेलकम बैक टू माय यूट्यूब चैनल SAS with Vikas, and today we are going to start the procedure step, that is the proc step. And in the last lecture we had covered the data step. We covered till last whatever the content within this data step we already covered, and hope you guys all practice on the all thing like what we discussed till yet. And let's start this procedure step with the proc export and proc import procedure steps. So basically we the same procedure we will learn in this procedure step also. Like we'll know first what is this and how is this, and again we'll see that why is this, like all the thing. Suppose this thing, like I'm going to discuss this proc export. So this proc export, basically what is this proc export, we need to understand first. This is the procedure step, that is the ready-made thing which we are going to use directly. Suppose in the data step we have to create all the thing, then have to give the command that I want to do this, then after using that function command or a statement that is performing. But in the procedure step, that is the ready-made thing directly. If you want to print that, you just have to use this proc print. If you want to use that description information, you have to use proc content. All are the ready-made thing. Just have to use this procedure step and get the output of that. So this is that the benefit of the procedure step apart from the data steps. Now, what is the proc export? Once you are dealing with that, once you completed the exploring of data analyzing the data preparing all the thing, once you are going to submit the project, submit the content report to the end user, then at that time you have to use this proc export to export that document to the end user. It could be in the any format, like it could be in the Excel format, text format, or Word format, like any kind of the format we can use instead of as per the requirement from the sponsor. So let's understand this code, like what are the things inside this and how we are going to use this thing. This is mainly used to export the data report or the project, like what we had done till yet. So to the end user, what as per the requirement from the end user, we need to use this. Suppose we had created the whole thing with our system, that SAS software, and we have to export that data to our end user. How we are going to use that? How we are going to export that? With the using of proc export. So let's understand this proc export. Just because I want to export the data, whatever the data I have, I want to export. So the proc export data is equal to which data I want to export. We need to specify the data, or else you can specify the library from where the data class data I want to export this data set. That is the class sasf.class dataset. Now the location for where out file will be stored that way. Suppose you once you will export that file data, then where that out file, what is the location of that data, where it will be situated that. So have to use that location, like we can use this one like a Vikas library, or we can use this as like a user. With the use of these properties, we can use the location of out file. After using this out file location, we need to use this after the forward slash, we need to give the file name. What will be the file name, where once it's situated or located that position, what will be the file name, and in which format you want to store that file. So that's why I'm giving here class underscore export, that is the file name, and dot csv, that is the extension of this file. In this format, customer or end user or sponsor requirement, that's why I have to use that export in that format. So this is about the out file, where I want to store that file, and what will be the data file name, and in which format that file will be. Again, the DBMS, which DBMS, that is the database management system. In which format you are asking for that, you have to mention that. There will be the extension of that file, just for the know the thing, like this is the file name in this format. Now you have to give that extension of that file that in the DBMS statement. And again, replace we are using as an option, like for suppose we are having this file already exported, and again we have to make any changes with that existing file. So instead of that making again exporting that data, you need to use replace. Once you make changes with that and again you are running that data, so replace will change the make change in the output data. It will make run with the output data and make changes all the thing with. So this is about that is a replace option. And one more important thing, like all the statement, that is the proc export data out file, dbms and replace, all are in the one single step, that is the statement. There is no any statement, that is we can't use here semicolon, here semicolon, or here semicolon, all in the one single statement. That's why we are using only here only single semicolon. Again just have to end this procedure step with the run, and with the end of the semicolon also. So let's run this and see what happened in the data, like what once we are running this one. So you can see we are successfully created that file with the class underscore exported export.csv. So we can see in the SAS user, and you'll see that we are getting this class underscore export. So this is about like this way we can export the data, whatever the data we have, and if you want to export that data, now from here you can download that by right click of that, and you can download that file, and with the mail or by any social platform you can share that file to the end user or the sponsor. This is the way to export the data. Now suppose if you want to import that file, uh, I want to import that file. That file are first we have that file in our system, and we have to upload that file with the using this upload option, and we have to choose file with our system where that file is situated. And once we uploaded that file, suppose this file we uploaded on the server. Now for the further analysis, for the exploring of data, for the reading of data, for the creating of our data, and the analyzing the data or making report the data, we need to use that data. That's why we are going to import that file. So the step for the proc import, that is the importing file, is proc import. Just because I want to import that file and import with the name of out, we that's why we are writing here out. At by which name that imported file will show in the output. So I had mentioned there his Sahid dot class underscore import. So this is the library, like in the Sahid library, that file is stored, and in the class underscore import the file name. And the data file, I have to use this location of the file. What is the properties of that? I have to use this and copy paste to the here in the double inverted comma of the data file. Now again I have to mention in which format, that is the file extension, that is dbm in the we will store in the dbms, that is database management system. And again replace, once we are making a change, that will helpful for to execute that in the output data, the replace of all the changes with the output data. So let's run this data procedure step and see what happened in the output. Like see, we didn't had mentioned that library, so have to remove this library also. We can use we for the earlier we have to use that, create that library, then we can use that library. So as of now we didn't created any library, so we can directly import that with the use of this. So you can see that we are getting class underscore import, that we are already imported that file to our SAS software, and we are getting in the work library class underscore import. So that is the thing, like suppose if you are into store in this data set in the existing library, that is the suppose we can check from the library, we having many more library like that. We are having vco, like, so I can store that file in the vco. So I'm storing that file in the Vico library. So that's why by running this, we can see that Vico library not exist. 1 minute. By using this library, we can see that. By this way, 1 minute. I'll show you 1 minute. Instead of any SAS Sahid dot class, you can use any library, whatever the library you have created, or you can create a library and use that library to store that file. And once that file is located, then after running that procedure import statement, you will see that our you can see that data or file in the output data also, or else you can check with the work library that data, that is the class underscore info is created. You can also use that data for the further analysis. So this is about the procedure step, that is the proc export and the proc import. The basic theme about, like, once we have to export that data, once we are dealing with the all process of the SAS, whatever we need to do with the with that business problem. So once we follow the all process, then we have to export that file or report to the end user. That's why we need to use this proc export, and this is the proper syntax for the proc export. Like this way we can export that file. And once we are having to import that file, once the any business person or any from any or a sponsorship you got the data. So for the further analysis of the purpose, like whatever the process we need to go through with the data, for that purpose we need to import that data to our SAS software. So first step is, like, once we have to upload that data to our server file and folder with this upload option, then after we have to use this procedure import, proc import out is equal to data name, whatever you want to give the data in the output way, and the data file from where that what is the location or the properties, you have to use that properties of the file, and again the dbms, what is the extension of that file, and I can replace that with so this is the basic concept behind the procedure step of the export and import. See, these are the very confusion with many people, like how to use that one, how we are going to deal with that. So just do practice with this thing. Once you getting the data, suppose within that library, SASEP library or SASEP the cars library, you can use any data set, and first export that data to the our server, and again use that data to import that data to this our system. So that are the thing, like the like way you can export and import data once you are getting with the analyzing the all the thing with the data, once you following the process, whole the process of the SAS with the given data. So this is about the proc export and proc import. Thank you for the today, and just practice all the thing twicely. And if you have any problem or doubt, just please give me in the comment section. Thank you so much.